Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom review. As you can see by the title below, this is on episode 3 of Rewrite, and I actually really did enjoy this episode. Had a bunch of things going on, a lot of cute moments, a lot of funny moments. Finally get more kind of supernatural kind of stuff going on in this one. Obviously we got to see like some giant big dog coming out at him, and I don't know why, but I always love hearing the title of whatever the book, anime, TV show, movie, whatever. When you hear the title of that thing in it, it's always like, oh, like when he was like, I'm gonna rewrite my abilities or something like that. I was like, thank you for saying the name Rewrite. So we got it kind of like a little bit of wondering. Now we know why the show is kind of called Rewrite in a way, because of his ability that we finally get to. I was wondering what the hell he was talking about in the first one, like with him, he was about to use like some type of power, and then now we see that he does have a power to rewrite his abilities, and he was able to run super fast. I'm not too sure, but I'll get to that a little bit later on. Let's talk about what happened at the beginning of the episode. The first half was more of an episode, like a kind of a way to have Kotoru kind of get closer to some of the girls, specifically certain girls, and learning about certain things. For example, Chihaya, pretty much we learn about her supposedly supposed to be brother, but ends up, of course, she forgot, and ends up we find out that he's like a butler of sorts. She has a cover story. Akane was like, oh, you forgot about your cover story kind of thing. So that was another thing that, like, in the first episode, she was like, oh, how are you doing? You making friends and all that kind of stuff. And now in this one, a lot more, obviously, with her having a butler and stuff. Maybe she rich or something. There's a lot more mystery behind who is Chihaya. That's kind of got me really interested. Like, huh, she doesn't seem like she'd be this rich kind of person, and he doesn't seem like, is he really the butler? Like, why do they need a cover story for this, if anything? So there's a lot of mystery and interesting things kind of going behind there. And this is another thing, I may be wrong, but at the very end, when the guy, when we saw that Kotoru was about to get eaten by that dog, that monster dog thing, and someone comes to kill it, was that him? Was that Sakuya? I honestly, it kind of looked like him, but it was such a brief moment. He didn't have glasses on either, so I'm not too sure. Later on at the end too, he shows up and everything, so it was kind of weird. I kind of thought, is that him? But of course, he even says that he hates him and stuff, and you obviously see that there is kind of like a rivalry of some sorts, or he doesn't really care for Kotoru and everything. So I'm kind of confused there. I'm kind of thinking it is, kind of thinking it's not. Please, no spoilers, obviously, don't tell me. But that's another thing that was pretty dang interesting in this episode from a supernatural point of view, because obviously they were talking about things like that one guy before he sent the dog out at him he was talking about hunters. So I'm not too sure what these hunters are, but I'm guessing they're people that attack supernatural things or something. At first I thought it was that old guy that we see in the opening as well too, but he ends up talking about how he's pretty much that guy, and the guy that owned that restaurant place was talking about how they're online gamers, and they pretty much mix up the game and reality every once in a while. And now, because they want to do this, there's supernatural kind of big monster things that are sighted in the city. They've come and they want to do this kind of stuff and try and attack it and chase it and stuff. So okay, that's pretty interesting for that old guy to be doing. Nothing wrong with that. He owns an auction house, and he has a bunch of you say auction house? Why do you say auction house? He owns, I actually don't even remember what he owns. It's some type of place, I forget. But pretty much tells him, Kotoru, that he can come by and he has info on all these kind of things, and that's what Kotoru wants, obviously. So yeah. Another thing is, in that first scene, when Kotoru sees Sakuya, and then all of a sudden Akane comes in, she comes in a damn bathrobe, Oppai just booming out there, and I'm just like, whoa, fan service, thank you. And of course, it's the best girl so far, my favorite girl, Akane. And even that one time, when that one view when she like looks up like, oh, so what are you doing here, or something like that, and she just, Oppai just, thanks for that upward view as well, guys. And what's kind of weird, to be honest, I'm not even gonna lie, is when Kotoru is like, he's just more interested in Sakuya and everything, and not even paying attention to the Oppai that is literally booming out right there. He's just like, oh, so who are you? I mean, it's pretty interesting, like, who the hell is he? Why is this guy here? And everything. But come on, Akane in a bathrobe, showing her Oppai practically just busting out of that. dude, come on. And like later on in the episode, when they're talking about finding that fat snake and everything, and he's like got that glint in his eye and he's looking at her opie like, ooh, I can fondle those later on and all that kind of stuff, you know, if they find something. And I'm over here like, yeah, sure, they look good in that, but you literally could have saw them, or you should have saw them in a bathroom. How come now you're like, ooh, but not before? If I saw her in the bathroom, I would have been like, oh yeah, we are finding something supernatural for sure. Like seriously, what the hell? And then of course it was also funny. He even mentioned like two times we get to hear him talk about her opie. Even like he was like when he was talking about his rewrite ability, pretty much saying how, you know, they could have if he just shows her power, he could fondle them now. And I'm like, yeah, why don't you? Why is he keeping it a secret? You know. So that's another thing too, is like, where did he get these abilities? Why is he keeping it a secret? Does anyone else know? Is there other people like him? That's another thing that's pretty interesting for me on that supernatural side of things. The other two people that kind of got a main point of view in this episode was Lucia, pretty much wondering why she had her hand gloves things on, and that moment in the classroom with him and the other guy was completely hilarious. He's like, no, stop, Kotoru, stop. And he's like, oh, I have the power, unleash the dragon. And then the teacher gets mad and you just see him like, oh. In real life, I was just cracking up. The comedy in this show is honestly pretty damn funny. I had a lot of comedy moments, a lot of cute moments, especially with Chizuru, who is probably my second favorite girl at the moment. She is so kawaii. It's not even funny. She literally is cute throughout the whole episodes. Even at the end, she comes out and she doesn't even know is sitting next to him. You know, Kotoru sitting next to her, and he's like, yo, and she's like, oh. It's like, what the hell? And we finally get to see what's underneath the eye patch, which actually she has different color eyes, which is actually, he said it was beautiful. I'm not even gonna lie, it is beautiful. She looks really cute. She should just like take that off, leave it off all the time. Like, come on, that's beautiful. I think it's pretty cool to have like two different color eyes. That's pretty crazy. And that was pretty much most of what happened in this episode. Then the beginning half, like I said, with the introduction of Sakuya, and then of course the fat snake thing. A little bit moments with him and Lucia, a little bit moments with, you know, with the Earth rep kind of thing, and she gets mad and punches him off into space pretty much. A little bit of, you know, Chizuru in there as well. Akane's opie, beautiful as always. And then of course he sees the girl with the ribbons jumping away, getting chased by a dog, gets attacked by that guy who says something about hunters, which is another thing I cannot wait to learn more about as well, because the supernatural part is really interesting. I cannot wait to learn more about what his power is with the rewrite ability thing, and of course what these hunters are and all these other kind of stuff. But, and of course, is, you know, Sakuya, is he the guy that saves him at the end? Is that a hunt? Is he a hunter? Is that something like that? Is that, because that would make sense then. Chihaya is like kind of like a hunter family kind of thing or something like that. I'm not too sure, but it's pretty damn interesting so far, and I cannot wait to see more of it in the next coming episodes. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. It really does help the channel. And yeah, until next time, guys. See ya.